Go ahead.
We're talking Ant-Man.
Do it. Put it back on.
Oh, I am. Introduce the show.
Welcome to the Disney Catalogue. As Derek already explained, we're talking Ant-Man, and he's doing it with his Ant-Man helmet, you know, because it's the coolest part of Ant-Man. What's awesome is this is the second best Ant-Man movie in the MCU.
I think I like it better.
You like this one better?
Yep.
I think you're in the majority there, though. I will agree.
And guess what? This shit is hard to breathe in.
And it's like hot in there, isn't it? Like
yes, it is.
Groggy and
I did it for the, for the views.
Oh yeah, YouTube's loving us right now. I love it.
Anyway, ooh, my hair is all jacked. All right, guys, what's up? We're talking Ant-Man today. It is the 12th movie in the Disney Marvel catalog. We're talking MCU. Okay, I'm going to read off a breakdown of Zim movie. I started this last week just because it kind of just brings up different stuff that we not normally talk about. And you hear how out of breath I am?
Yeah,
from trying to not like breathe heavy.
You're out of breath from taking off a toy helmet.
A helmet? That's what it feels like. A helmet. Element. All right, let's do this. Ant-Man story breakdown. Okay, plot summary. Okay. Okay, here we go. In 1989, scientist Dr. Hank Pym quits working for S.H.I.E.L.D., for S.H.I.E.L.D. when he discovers that they have unsuccessfully tried to replicate his shrinking technology named Ant-Man that he considers too dangerous for mankind. In the present days, Dr. Pym was forced by his daughter Hope Van Dyne and his former protege, Darren Cross, to leave his company Pym Technologies to them. Further, he finds that Darren is developing his own shrinking technology named Yellow Jacket. Meanwhile, the small-time criminal Scott Lang is released from prison and welcomed by his former cellmate Lewis, the best narrator ever, that wants him to participate in a heist. However, Scott wants to find an honest job to take care of his beloved daughter, Cassie, that lives with his estranged wife, Maggie, and her future husband, Detective Paxson. However, the criminal record does not give him a chance to him, and he accepts to participate in the heist of a millionaire. He finds only a special suit in the safe, and he is arrested again by the police. Soon he learns that he's a part of a scheme plotted by Dr. Pym and hope to make him a superhero wearing the suit and save the world, destroying the Yellow Jacket. Without any alternative, Scott is trained by Dr. Pym and Hope in the beginning of this incredible adventure.
Wow.
The one last week was way too long.
That was super long.
I
was listening to it last week and I'm like, dang, Derek read the whole movie. What do you need to talk about?
Jesus. Well, yeah. So Ant-Man is not, it's kind of mid-tier Marvel. Like you don't hear anybody saying Ant-Man is my favorite MCU film.
I think that's fair.
So where does it rank on for you? Well, first of all, where does it rank on your Letterboxd list?
That's a good question. I will be honest. It is not higher than Ant-Man and the Wasp, for sure.
Mine is higher than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, and we'll go into it when we get to Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man for me is at number 21. And Ant-Man and the Wasp is at 23.
Interesting.
And between that, WandaVision.
Mine aren't far apart. I have Ant-Man at 19.
Yeah, not that far apart. Where's your Ant-Man and the Wasp?
17. Oh. So they're close. It's close for sure. But I prefer Ant-Man and the Wasp. Anyways, but I really enjoy Ant-Man. Again, we've been talking about it week after week. Even though it sounds low, you have to take into consideration that these movies are all genuinely good.
Yeah, Marvel hasn't missed yet. I mean, some are bottom tier, some are top tier, but none of them are, you're not going to skip any. Even the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry, bless me. So, what are some overall? when you went into the theater the first time and came out, what did you think of Ant-Man?
Fun. It was just fun. Like it wasn't like the best. It wasn't like the craziest action movie ever, but it was just fun. It was just a good. It was like a good heist comedy. It was just a fun time.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It wasn't. It's more feel good than anything. You can watch it and it makes you happy. Like it's a good characters. There's nothing that it's not a Debbie Downer type of Marvel movie where you're like, oh man, it's gripping.
Anything with Paul Rudd is going to be a comfort movie for me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The dude is he just does not miss.
And it's got Evangeline Mommy, so that's awesome.
Yes. And I was going to call him Sir Michael Douglas. That's a nice ring to it though.
Sir Michael Daddy.
Oh, I'm thinking of Sir Michael Caine. That makes sense. I don't know. If your name is Michael, you definitely deserve to be sirred or knighted. Sirred? Oh!
Knighted.
I don't normally edit these episodes, but I got to throw myself a dunce hat on that one.
Oh,
Get sirred. Okay, so overall, I do agree. I kind of wish I would have seen Edgar Wright's version, but Peyton Reed did fantastic on this.
Yeah.
It's a heist. It's a heist movie.
It's crazy to think that Ant-Man, it was basically down between Paul Rudd and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt was more because of you just said his name, Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright's would have been the Joseph Gordon-Levitt one. Peyton Reed's is Paul Rudd. And now looking at it, like I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but I don't see him as Scott Lang at all.
I disagree. I see him. I just want him in the Marvel universe. I guess is where
but
is where I can picture him as everything. I could picture him as a Bucky Barnes.
Yeah, that's a hard disagree there, man.
I know. I was just shouting shit out. But overall, I really enjoyed this. Paul Rudd is just fantastic. He's already superhero material when you see him get punched in the face in the opening scene. You're like, this guy's a fucking superhero. Freaking superhero. You only get one. Okay, so let's talk about some standout moments. Where, if you think about it, what stands out to you?
I think the biggest standout moment, and it's hard to say there's a lot of standout moments in this because there's a lot of good moments, but like standout moments is easily the Ant-Man Yellow Jacket fight.
Oh yeah.
That is the standout in this movie. Like there's good scenes in there, there's good things about it, but the standout is when it all starts in the helicopter and they're fighting in the purse and they hit play on the song that I'm already forgetting, and you see like things in the purse fly around. The shrinking technology looks cool, the special effects look cool, but it all ends when they go to Scott Lang's
Cassie's room.
Yeah, Cassie's room. And the best scene,
I know, I was just about to say this, so continue.
The best scene is when they're fighting on the train tracks.
And it's all freaking cinematic and heavy.
Yeah. And then Yellow Jacket gets hit by Thomas the Train, and you could just tell they're so small and the train's moving so fast, and then they cut to the wide shot of it just being regular size, and the train just falls over. Yeah. And then they throw the enlarger disc at it, and Thomas the tank engine, boom, crashes through the house. It's awesome. That's the standout scene. That whole fight scene's like the standout there.
Yeah, I totally agree. If I were to talk about another standout, it's definitely Lewis.
I mean, yeah, my issue there is it's standout because of one brief moment to me.
There was a couple.
I mean, Lewis is funny, but like, why would Lewis be the standout? The standout moment is him reenacting, or not reenacting, but him quickly.
That's what I'm saying. It's like if you think of Ant-Man, you're going to go to his narrative.
Yeah, it's the main narrative.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's hard to say it's not the standout comedic part. It's just, and I get why you're bringing that up. A lot of people love Lewis.
Yeah.
I think it's probably easier to talk about Lewis and Ant-Man and the Wasp for sure.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, but I do agree that you have to bring up Lewis.
And sure. I think that because I've said this on Twitter and I got reamed for it, but Yellow Jacket is one of my favorite villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's so slept on, and Corey Stoll is just menacing when he gets into those types of roles. He doesn't normally play a lot of villain roles, but this one, I thought that it like suited him perfectly.
I liked Yellow Jacket.
So
I thought it was
did
a cool villain, and
super dope suit, by the way,
And-
aesthetically pleasing when going to the deep red of Ant-Man.
the yellows and
it
silvers.
looks so sick.
and he's coming back
Yes,
for
yes.
Quantumania.
Quantumania, that is correct. Okay, so this may be a short episode, guys, but I mean, you're on your way to work or whatever. It's short.
Yeah,
Is there another or were we came to the same
things
consensus?
things we like.
I like the
think
overall heist.
I like Michael Douglas as Hank Pym.
Yeah,
I think they have a funny love-hate chemistry, and I think Evangeline Lilly was really good in the movie as
Hope
Van
Dyne.
Dyne.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that was kind of cool. I like how they went to a flashback between Hank Pym and Janet,
Mhm.
you know, when they were doing their mission, and you could see like what happened, where did she go. It's, you know, what's funny is it's really hard to talk about Ant-Man without talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp, because they
know.
tie together so nicely.
I know, but we're just gonna have to try to hold off on other
the
connections.
the little heist crew is really cool. Maybe not T.I.
I was just gonna say
I
that.
could give 2 SHs of anything regarding T.I., but David Dashmaltian,
Polka Dot Man.
yeah, and he was in The Dark Knight.
Yeah. Fake Joker.
Yeah, he was really good in this, in his brief role.
He talks like Russian.
Yeah, talks like Russian. I like that. I like that. Maybe not as deep. More like Russian. Like Russian?
With my vodka.
Oh, that's like super deep.
Where's
That's,
my-
that's like
where's my-
Dolph Lundgren.
Where's my
I
bird?
break you.
Where's my bird?
Where's my bird?
Where's my bird?
My bird.
See, these drones, not good. My drones, good.
Yeah, so those scenes are cool. Anytime you have the crew, whatever they're called, I know they have a name, but
Well, they start that what is it? The surveillance tape business
yeah,
at the end of the
the
end
whole
of the movie.
scene where they try to break into Hank Pym's house was kind of cool too.
And I like the fact that
the ant is cool. Anthony.
Anthony.
And then-
R.I.P. by the way.
Yeah, I mean, there's trillions of billions of ants in the world. I think you'll be fine.
Millions and millions of particles. Another thing that I liked was it's how shocked and amazed that Hank Pym thought of Scott Lang. Let me try to rephrase that again. How amazed at Scott Lang's like criminal abilities when he's trying to take the suit, like when he freezes that big iron door.
Oh yeah.
And then
sure.
Hank Pym was like, "Nice touch." I was like, "That's super cool." And then
Yeah.
he grabs like all the ants and puts them on the webcam or
Yeah.
the surveillance camera. That was cool. Now let's get into some dislikes. I got 2 letters for you. T.I.
Yeah,
Get
T.I.'s
him the frick out of that movie. What was he doing in that movie?
he's bad. Get someone else in that role. Someone a little more charismatic than T.I. They tried to go like really hood with the character. I'm like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm just not feeling your connection to Scott Lang.
Another
There's a reason why he's not coming back, by the way, to
thank
Ant-Man
God.
and the Wasp: Quantumania.
make another album full.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Sit on your millions of dollars and just sit. Another thing that I wasn't too keen about was a lot of the scenes with Paul Rudd. Sometimes it's forced comedy. Like during the whole training session with Hope Van Dyne, he's always trying to like crack some kind of joke. And I thought that was off-putting for the training montages that they're trying to do. Like the whole punching thing, I thought was kind of weak. I don't know. To me, it was a lot of humor was kind of misplaced for me.
I think the humor's misplaced from people outside of Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd sticks out in my mind.
I just think Paul Rudd hits those notes perfectly because he's just kind of born for that kind of role.
I know.
Like
I'm not saying that he is.
Michael Douglas tries to throw some little wisecracks. I'm like, it didn't work. You're Michael Douglas.
I got
Stop
one
it.
line for you that perfectly explains that. He's like, "You're right. I'm done. I'm done of breaking in and stealing stuff. What do you want me to do? I want you to go break in and steal some stuff." I was like, okay. Cheesy.
Oh, and can I just tell you the one forgettable, dumb moment they had to shoehorn this in? This is a dislike for me.
Uh-huh.
is the Falcon fight.
Oh God, yeah,
It's like okay, we can't. Ant-Man's a small budget. We're trying to introduce a character, but we got to get a new Avenger in there. Let's get Falcon. Now looking back at it, it's like he's Captain America now. So who are we? But it was like
it was unnecessary. You didn't need an Avenger at all.
No.
You could have just had him break into the freaking.
He's Ant-Man. He shrinks. And all of a sudden, of all the Avengers, it's Anthony Mackie who notices Ant-Man.
And he calls he's like, I got him, Steve, or something like that.
No, he goes, don't tell Steve.
Yeah, don't tell Steve.
He tells it to like someone. I'm not forced comedy, by the way. It's just like, however, I would have thought it was much cooler if it was Steve Rogers instead of Anthony Mackie. You had to get someone who's a little cheaper on price. Sorry, Anthony Mackie. You're probably worth more now, obviously. But like Steve Rogers, like him and Paul Rudd wisecracking, I think would have been kind of fun.
That would have been fun, yeah. But it does make sense to a point to where now we're in times of Civil War where Falcon's like, I know a guy. It makes sense on the story front.
Yeah.
But there's different ways you could have made Ant-Man come into the universe regardless of Falcon, being his like, I know this guy, he's freaking small and he stole something from Stark's inventory or something like that.
Oh, for sure.
Another thing is I was gonna say Bobby Cannavale, but he's really good in this. I didn't like him in the sequel.
Really? I did not like Bobby Cannavale in this one. I don't like.
It just seemed like it wasn't like a pry. It was just like he's just there.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the New York douchebag dad role. That's what it was. It's like, okay,
but
yeah.
He's even worse, and now he's like a Ant-Man fanboy. I'm like, oh, dude, pick a lane, man. It's like this. It's like hot and cold. It's never warm. Another thing is
I'm not a big fan of Cassie Lang's her mom. What's her name?
Judy Greer.
Yeah, not a fan.
I like Judy Greer. I liked her in this.
I didn't think she was like a good fit for that role.
You like how she's getting cast in all the mom roles now? Like she was the mom in Jurassic World.
She's the mom in Halloween.
Yeah.
No. The daughter. She's the daughter, but the mom to the granddaughter.
Yeah.
And now they're kick-ass women in the Halloween franchise, which I am excited for.
Yeah. So anything? How many Captain America shields out of 5?
A solid 3.
Same here. Solid 3.
Yeah, it's middle tier, and it's not like the best you're gonna get, but it's definitely not the worst you're gonna get. It's right in the middle.
True. Sorry, I was reading this one, and this is kind of a weird fact. So, by the way, want me to hit you with some Ant-Man facts?
Please.
Okay, Scott Lang was not the original Ant-Man. We all knew this. His mentor, Hank Pym, was. However, in the comic books, his character developed a few personalities, one of which abusing his girlfriend.
Oh.
Deeming him no longer family-friendly, the studio opted to go with Scott Lang and put Hank Pym in a mentor role because when you abuse women, you can't be a superhero. That is word for word.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you like that they went Scott Lang instead of Hank Pym?
I do, yes.
Why?
Because I think that these new types of characters is because Scott Lang he ended up being a bigger Ant-Man than Hank Pym. And I like the fact that there's a mentor
prior
role.
To this movie, though, you think Scott Lang was the bigger Ant-Man than Hank Pym?
Oh, totally.
Oh,
well,
see,
no,
Hank
Hank
Pym
Pym is the one
that.
that you notice, but Scott Lang lasted in the comics. No, because that's not true. Because Hank.
I'm
Pym
just curious. I don't know the Ant-Man comics. I know a little bit just based on reading and kind of just education. But
how about this? I like Scott Lang better than Hank Pym as Ant-Man. How about that?
That's fair.
Yeah. But I liked Hank Pym in the mentor role because it's sort of like he knows what's to do. He invented this stuff, and bringing in a third party guy. And I don't know, it helps the overall story about redemption and everything. And yeah, I like Hank Pym in the mentor role, but it would have been cool to see him as regular Ant-Man. But I mean, honestly, there's no opinion. You get Scott Lang.
I was just curious.
Yeah, I should have explained that better.
I like Scott Lang. I I just didn't have an opinion on it either way. I just wanted to know yours.
Yeah. I collected a bunch of Scott Lang stuff, so I think I was just more drawn to Scott Lang, not being the superhero
newer
type.
Hank Pym was more like...
He invented the Pym particle.
Yeah, he's the classic Ant-Man that, maybe our parents were just getting into or now.
Well, if you read the comics,
we grew up with the Scott Lang Ant-Man, so I was just curious.
But Scott Lang is now a big part of the Ant-Man franchise in the comics as well. But you do get different spurts of Hank Pym there and there, but they're even making him a mentor in. And plus, when Scott Lang was introduced, Hank Pym is his mentor.
It's funny that they introduced Ant-Man and Hank Pym after Ultron when he originally created Ultron.
Yeah, true.
Which is crazy.
But they were already planning on doing
Wasp
or Tony Stark before Hank Pym.
Wasp was supposed to be the one in Avengers, not Black Widow.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
This isn't one of these facts that I'm looking at, but this is another fact. Yellow Jacket is actually like an evil counterpart of Hank Pym. Makes sense. It only went to Darren Cross later down the line.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, so the original Yellow Jacket was Hank Pym. So that was the whole like almost spoiler type of stuff. Because when the pop figures came out, you remember seeing like Hank. It said Hank Pym, but he's in this all black like Ant-Man suit, which he gets in the Ant-Man and the Wasp, but you didn't know what it was when the pop came out right as this first movie came out. Yeah, well, so everybody's like, oh, dude, Hank Pym is going to be the overall secret villain in this movie, which didn't end up happening.
Yeah, well, if you're watching What If, Hank Pym's basically in a Yellow Jacket suit.
Yeah, and he's crazy.
Doing
you guys
really
got to watch the episode before last.
Michael Douglas is awesome. Mm-hmm. I like me some Michael Douglas.
Yeah. Okay. We were just talking about this. Falcon wasn't originally in the story, but after Paul Rudd and Adam McKay, who produced Ant-Man, by the way, saw Captain America: Winter Soldier, they fell in love with the character and insisted he'd be an Ant-Man. Should have went with your hunch, guys.
Wild.
Should have left him out. Okay. When Paul Rudd told his 9-year-old son that he'd be playing the titular character in Ant-Man, nailed it, by the way, titular.
I like
He responded with, "Wow, I can't wait to see how stupid that'll be."
Oh, these kids are just as funny wise asses as the father.
Dude, that is hilarious. Okay, for flashback scenes, the filmmakers used VFX to make 70-year-old Michael Douglas and 57-year-old Martin Donovan look younger. Usually men use younger women to feel younger, but computers work too.
I liked...
These are weirded weird.
Yeah, it is. That was a weird last sentence. But I thought, typically, I'll admit it, I think the de-aging stuff looks pretty ridiculous, especially in Civil War. It's bad in Civil War. Like, Robert Downey Jr. looks cartoony almost.
Dude,
but bad. I didn't think Michael Douglas looked that
No, he
bad.
Looked good.
Yeah, I thought he looked pretty good in that. I agree with that.
You know what actually took away from his face? How bad they aged Haley Atwell.
Oh, that
probably offset it because her makeup.
It was her and John
shit.
Slattery.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, they just left John Slattery as is, but like they had to age up Haley Atwell.
Oh man, that's right. I forgot about that. And she still looked pretty hot too. So
she's always.
Yeah, mommy.
After seeing himself as the younger version of himself, Douglas joked that he would love to do a prequel to one of his earlier films. Oh, so he's talking about like he liked the way that he looked de-aged, and he wants to do a prequel to like The Game or some shit like that.
Boo! No, Hank. Yeah. Sorry, Hank. Michael Douglas, we love you, but that's a stupid idea.
Douglas mentioned that he would like for his wife Catherine Zeta-Jones to play the role of Janet Van Dyne, Pym's wife, and the original Wasp. The role went to Michelle Pfeiffer. You can't always get what you want, but we got to say Michelle Pfeiffer is an excellent consolation prize. These are so weird questions.
What site are you reading from?
I don't know. It's called Fascinate. No, Factinate.
Oh, God.
Well, maybe I'll just skip all these like little one-liners.
Okay, but I will say Michelle Pfeiffer is awesome in the role in the sequel. I can't imagine Catherine Zeta-Jones is... You had to get someone more Michael Douglas's age. Catherine Zeta-Jones is like 25, 30 years younger than Michael Douglas. At least that's what it feels like.
Yeah. Michael Douglas turned 70 while filming Ant-Man. To help him celebrate, the crew got him a birthday cake in the shape of a film reel decorated with ants that we hope were made of icing. got these stupid jokes in here.
Oh God,
They're worse than News from the Castle.
He's just a few more years from 80. That's crazy.
Yeah,
less than like 5.
To inspire himself for the film, Rudd bought a massive ant farm and observed how they worked together, and he still has it.
Oh, how cute.
Knowing that he would have to do flips, rolls, and other acrobatic feats, Rudd enlisted the help of a gymnast coach so he would be as convincing as possible. Love research before a film.
That's
Love
kind of
that.
cool.
Rudd got in such good shape that they had to alter the Ant-Man costume to account for his new physique. Daddy Rudd is buff in this.
Yeah. You know, when you sign on to a Marvel project and you're making millions of dollars, I could get pretty sexy too if you don't.
Word.
Yeah, I would hit the gym every day.
Writer Edgar Wright, who is still credited as writing the script.
Awesome.
Writer Edgar, oh my God. Edgar Wright insisted that Marvel not use Ant-Man or Wasp until he had finished the movie. Oh, that makes sense. Like in any other movies, don't use the characters until he finished writing the movie. This is the only reason,
like in Avengers and Ultron or something.
Yes,
they use them before the Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
Ah,
cool. This is the only reason they weren't seen in the Avengers. That and they were already 2 billion superheroes in the movie. Okay, I'm done reading these like little one-liners from this stupid website. That is your fact. Okay,
funny.
Edgar Wright was the one who proposed the film to Marvel back in 2003. He shot a test reel, hired a cast, and was very close to starting shooting, but he dropped out of the project after he ran into creative differences with Disney. I remember when that news dropped. I was kind of bummed.
Yeah,
that was right when I started like doing stuff for Comic Boys.
That was big news too.
Huge, yeah. One of the major factors that led to his departure was the fact that Wright wanted the film to be a standalone work with no references to other films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Can
I give a cool fact that I just read? The laser sounds fired from Yellow's jacket suit are the same sound as the main gun on an AT-AT being fired in the Star Wars movie.
That is wild.
That's crazy. I would have
never known that.
I got to go back and look at that.
Wow. Oh, dude. That is hilarious.
Oh, it's the next
fact. The next fact.
Oh, wild.
Douglas says that he took the role of Hank Pym so his children would be able to... Oh, my God. He's 70 and his kids are 12 and 14.
Good for you for taking Catherine Zeta-Jones to Pound Town. Good for you.
And this is our PG show.
You know what?
PG-13 show. Sorry, because I said the F word once.
Yeah, I didn't swear, and I didn't use...
Mom, what does pound mean?
I didn't use nasty terms.
Mom, what does pound town mean?
It's where you go to adopt a dog, honey.
That was pretty good. Douglas said that he took the role of Hank Pym so his children would be able to see him in a movie because his backlog is just gone forever, right?
Hold on. When the role of Wasp, Hank Pym's lover, this is what it says. Hank Pym's lover and wife was in the script. This had to have been for a flashback scene, obviously, because this is Ant-Man. The role of Wasp was written for Rashida Jones or Emma Stone.
Oh, Rashida Jones all day.
She wouldn't take such a teeny tiny role. Especially if they were just going to age her up in the new one.
Well, even Emma Stone more than that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Darren Cross jokes that the idea of shrinking a human sounds like a tale to astonish. Ant-Man made his debut in the comic Tales to Astonish issue 27, which is a very, very expensive comic book, by the way. Okay, Darren Cross shrinks a chair as a part of a demonstration. A chair was also used in the first. Was also the first thing that Hank Pym shrank. That's pretty neat.
I like this one. They wanted Rick Moranis to cameo for obviously Honey, I Shrunk the Kids one.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Apparently, I got to make sure I read this right. They wanted Wayne Selinsky to cameo.
Oh, Rick Moranis, as the character?
Yes.
Then Honey, I Shrunk the Kids would have been an MCU movie, baby. Woo!
And if that would have been true, then we wouldn't have been able to scoop Shrunk.
I know.
So good job. But that would have been dope.
Yeah. In the comics, Hank Pym is actually the one who creates Ultron. Of course, Tony Stark does so in the movies.
Yes.
But we already knew that.
You want to hear some names that were considered for Hank Pym?
Sure.
Sean Bean, who dies in everything.
He would have been a good Hank Pym.
Dr. Fate himself, or 007, Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. He was in that poopy freaking Cinderella movie, by the way.
And Sirius Black himself, Gary Oldman.
Oh, Gary Oldman would have been... Oh, yeah, that would have ripped.
Yeah, ripped. Jessica Chastain turned down the lead role of Hope Van Dyne due to scheduling conflicts.
Evangeline Lilly. I can't imagine anybody else in that role.
Yeah, so I had to read that really quick because that's what I saw. But go ahead. Sorry for
the ants in the movie were generally inspired by Saharan silver ants, which possess longer legs and can use their front legs as arms, and also have a fur coat that makes them look shinier and armored.
Interesting. I thought you were going to say real ants were cast. I was like, nice.
This fucking website would have said that too.
Something. Can I give you 2 facts back to back that I think are kind of cool?
Sure.
Do you know who else was considered for the role of Scott Lang besides Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Ewan McGregor.
Oh.
And Adrian Brody.
Oh, Adrian Brody. That's a weird casting.
Yeah, totally weird. I still like Paul Rudd. I think
Paul Rudd all day.
Yeah. Paxton, who is the Bobby Cannavale character, you know who they wanted first? Or no, he was cast, but the movie was delayed and he dropped out. I did not know this. Patrick Wilson.
Speaking of freaking ants, I just found one on my pop figure.
Nice.
Patrick Wilson would have been. He would have probably made me like that character a little more.
I think so too.
Yeah, but he was one of the only. But him and Jason Momoa are the only good things about that Aquaman movie.
I like Patrick Wilson in that movie. Whenever he's with James Wan, he does
always,
awesome.
Yeah.
Insidious, Conjuring, stuff like that.
Garrett Morris, who played a cab driver in the film, I think R.I.P. Is he?
Oh, go ahead. Who?
Garrett Morris. Him? Is he R.I.P.?
Oh, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who played a cab driver in the film was the first actor to ever portray a live-action Ant-Man in a 1975 sketch from Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Oh, my
wow.
God. Here's something wild. When it doesn't say what role, I can't imagine it's for Scott Lang. Maybe it is. When Edgar Wright was still director, Jordan Peele was cast.
As what?
I don't know. It didn't say.
Oh, Darren Cross? That would have been rad.
That would have been wild. I don't know if it would. I don't know. Ugh, that's a weird one to think about.
The filmmakers considered having Scott work at Chipotle and then Jamba Juice before finally settling on Baskin Robbins.
You had to settle on Baskin Robbins. There's no other way.
After realizing that the bright colors would nicely offset the darkness of the opening prison scene.
Here's some names that were considered to direct Ant-Man besides Edgar Wright and Peyton Reed. Adam McKay.
Nice.
Venom director himself. Venom 1. Ruben Fleischer, Zombieland.
Mm-hmm.
Rawson Marshall Thurber, who directed... what did he direct? He directed some movie, the premiere we saw.
Rampage?
He directed Rampage. Michael Dowse, which I forget, he directed something. Nicholas Stoller, who directed Neighbors, which I think would have actually been really rad. Cool. Michael Dowse directed, of course, I'm looking him up and I can't even see.
You want me to go on my next fact while you look that up?
Oh, he directed a movie called Stuber. Oh, yeah, Stuber.
Oh, that has...
Yes, Kumail and...
Dave Bautista.
So, 2 Marvel alums.
Yeah. Okay, so Michael Douglas was actually the second choice of Hank Pym. The filmmakers originally wanted Steve Buscemi.
I love Steve Buscemi, but...
That would have been weird.
Put him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe anyways.
Yeah. The movie was filmed in 1.851 aspect ratio rather than the customary 2.351 for most Marvel films to reflect the short stature of the title character.
Oh, that's weird.
That is awesome.
That is kind of cool.
And last but not least for mine, Paul Rudd tried to prank Michael Douglas by flashing him during a monologue. trying to emulate the famous Sharon Stone scene from Basic Instinct. But the prank totally backfired when his junk got caught in the waistband of his boxers.
Oh, no.
Paul tried to reach down to readjust, and during the strangle, it looked like he was pleasuring himself during Douglas's monologue. Michael Douglas just stopped completely straight and said, "What are you doing, you fucking pervert?" At which point, a sheepish Michael Rudd had to backpedal and say, "I'm so sorry, I was trying to Basic Instinct you. I thought it'd be great." Thankfully, Michael Douglas heard the explanation, shrugged, and said, "Oh, well, okay, go back to work."
This movie's even funny off camera, which I love.
Real quick fact that that it just came to my mind that I knew previously. Hope Van Dyne, Evangeline Lilly, actually punched Paul Rudd in the face.
I think I read that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
He told her to.
Simu Liu for Shang-Chi got really punched in the face by his sister in the movie. When they're in the cage match and he gets punched in the face, she really punches him. People are crazy in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, it's like Harrison Ford with Ryan Gosling, and you can see there's a still frame where Ryan Gosling is like this, and Harrison Ford's like.
It's a shame Ryan Gosling did not punch him hard enough to keep him out of Indiana Jones 5. That would have been awesome. But, you know, you don't get everything you wish for, but hey.
True. All right, guys, that does it for this episode of the Disney Catalog. Next week is...
Civil War?
No.
Oh, yeah, Doctor Strange.
No. Civil War. Because Doctor Strange came out in November of 2016.
Oh, look at me. I had it right off the top of my head. That's awesome. Good for me.
Next up is, let me just triple check just to make sure, the MCU in order.
Because it was Ultron, Ant-Man, and then we had to wait till, what was it? Like
2016.
March 2016.
Came
out like a week or two after BVS.
Yeah, so it is, this is stupid. It's giving me
the watch order.
Yeah, in order of release. Here we go. Next up, officially, and I think Skyler is right, is... All right, we're coming back next week with Captain America Civil War.
Which brings back our boy, Ant-Man.
And also, we finally get to talk about the MCU Spider-Man.
Heck yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Go check out the DisInsider Show episode 59, which is now up. YouTube video and audio. Go check out the DisInsider.com. Go follow us at the DisInsider Pods. Go follow me personally at Derek Cornell. Follow Skyler at Skyler Shuler. And follow the DisInsider. And so we will see you in the castle.